Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy King Sinbad. But as always, guys, you can call me Sin. Alright guys, so here's my second attempt of me trying to do part 3 of what if Naruto was Orochimaru's son. So I'm gonna let you guys watch what I pre-recorded, and wherever that video leaves off, that's where I'll pick up from. Okay guys, so yeah. Alright. Enjoy. Hold on guys. Alright, here you guys go. Enjoy. But as always, guys, you guys can call me Sin. Alright, guys, I am back to... Hold on, I had to go check to see which part this is. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, I was right. Part 3. Okay, part 3. Okay. To part 3 of what if Naruto was Orochimaru's son. Alright, guys, so here are today's plans before I hop right into this what if. I'm going to do what if Naruto was Kaguya's son. I think sometime later on tonight. If I'm not able to get to it tonight, then I'll most likely do it tomorrow. So, yeah. But, and let's see, what... Oh, yeah. Some new ideas I got here for other videos. So be on the lookout for those. Alright, but without further ado, let's get into this what if. Alright, so last time where we last left off, Naruto, got enrolled into the Ninja Academy, and last time I said we were going to do a time skip. So basically, it's like a whole year now, so it's time for the ninja graduation. And Naruto, he is already shot up to the top of his class. So he is the Rookie of the Year. Matter of fact, they had Sasuke and Naruto fight it out to see who would claim Rookie of the Year. And of course, Naruto won, just using straight up taijutsu, even allowing Sasuke to use anything he would deem necessary to give him an edge. Because Naruto is just that OP. So, yeah. But anyway, Naruto obviously won, so he got the Rookie of the Year. So, but they found out that, they also surprisingly worked really good with one another. And yeah, so Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura are going to be on the same team. And of course, Kakashi is going to be the leader. Alright guys, so I was actually thinking, I'm like, for kids, that's really not necessary. No, I guess, I don't know. For them, I guess I'll make a special occasion. So, anyway, Naruto, of course, the graduation exams happen. Naruto passes with flying colors. And, of course, Naruto winds up on Team 7. Now, of course, Naruto is, Naruto's just patiently waiting there. Sasuke's, he's just, being emo and minding his own business. Sakura is just trying to flirt with Sasuke every chance she gets, because she just thinks that, for some reason, that Sasuke is the coolest guy there. So, yeah. Anyway, Kakashi, he arrives, and so he's like, he's just like observing, and he says, and well, he thinks to himself, and he says, so this is Orochimaru's son, huh? And Kakashi's like trying to like get a read on Naruto, but he just can't get a read on Naruto. So he's like, all right, my first impression of all of you guys are, I hate you. And of course, Naruto doesn't really care. He's just minding his own business. And now Kakashi was doing a little research on Naruto, and he found out there was one word that Naruto just did not like being called. If you guys remember from my last video, you guys know exactly what that word is. Weak. So Kakashi looks at Sasuke. He says, "You're an emo." And Sasuke starts frowning. And Kakashi goes up to Sakura and says, "You're a fangirl and you're useless." And he just goes up to Naruto and he says, "And you're weak." And this is what Naruto just gets like really mad. Alright guys, so actually I was doing research of how Dragon Sage mode is activated. When you are put in a stressful situation combined with intensified rage, yeah, that's going to be the triggering point. Now, I ain't gonna tell you when he unlocks it. Well, alright, I will tell you when he unlocks it. It's gonna be in this episode. So, anyway, he says, and Naruto says, "What did you just call me?" And Kakashi says, "Well, if you want me to eat those words, you're gonna have to prove yourself in today's training exercise. Or I should say, your true graduation exams." And Naruto says, "I'm gonna crush you into the dirt. I'm gonna grind your bones into the dust." And Kakashi says, "Well, you're more than welcome to try." Now, again, Naruto doesn't like being called weak. That's like that's just the one word you don't say around him. He does not like being called, well, he doesn't mind you call anybody else weak, you just don't call him weak. That's all I'm saying. So, anyway, guys, hold on guys, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that guys. Alright, so, yeah, Kakashi says, "Alright, meet me at the training grounds. Training ground 7. And of course, everybody, are you serious? Oh, hold on guys, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that guys. So, alright, so, anyway, Kakashi said to Naruto, he said, "If you want to make me eat those words, then you meet me at training ground 7. Now, you guys may be wondering, wait, how come Kakashi isn't taking them out to the roof, tell them about their dreams or anything like that? Well, see, because, like I said, Kakashi's been doing some research on Naruto. He knows that Naruto is the son of Orochimaru. So, he's going to see what Naruto's true intentions, because Kakashi, he's a little bit different in this. He's more like, I can understand a person's true motives when we're fighting with our fists. You know, words are cheap, but you know, actions speak louder than words. So, it's like that. So anyway, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi. Kakashi says, "Alright, I have one simple test for me." He says, "All you gotta do is get these bells for me." And Sakura says, "But there's only 2 bells." And Kakashi says, "Well, thank you for pointing out the obvious, genius." And he says that that one bell, if you can get this bell, then you are not going back to the academy. And Sakura said, but we already graduated. He said, yeah, on paper you did, but not really on your actual skills. He said, did you honestly think that we'd just make anybody a ninja just because they did a good job on a paper test? No. This is where a true mark of the ninja comes in. We are going to test all three of your skills. See how good you are in taijutsu, ninjutsu, and genjutsu. And Naruto says, this will be easy. And Kakashi says, I don't think so. And Naruto says, I'm gonna make you eat those words, that word you told me that I am. And he says, oh yeah? He says, alright, on your mark, get set, go. And of course, Sasuke and Sakura, they scatter across the forest. Naruto's just standing right there, and Kakashi says, alright, so, I hear that you're Orochimaru's son. And Naruto says, yeah, what about it? And he says, well, we don't need another Orochimaru in this village. So I'm here to test and see if you are truly Naruto or another Orochimaru. And Naruto says, oh, I see. So it's because of who my father is, you think I'm going to wind up like him. It's kind of a little judgmental, don't you think? And Kakashi says, well, can't take any chances, can I? And Naruto says, you're cautious. That's a good thing. However, there's such a thing as being overly cautious. And Kakashi says, well, there's one thing you did inherit from your father. You have a silver tongue. And Naruto says, well, you're just being modest. This is when Kakashi pulls out his kunai and he says, if he's anything like his father is, I might have to... He says, no. If anything, all I have to do is just take him to prison, and I don't know why these thoughts are clouding my head, but they won't go away until I settle this once and for all. And this is when Kakashi comes charging at Naruto, and Naruto says, striking shadow snake. And this is when a bunch of snakes come out from his sleeve, and Kakashi's like, wait, what? And of course he jumps back. He says, so, I see you're more like your father, huh? And Naruto says, well, he did make me sign a contract with the snakes. However, don't think that this is because that I wanted to be just like him. Now, obviously, he's lying through his teeth. But his lies are so believable that he'll actually make you believe that what he's telling you is the truth. And this is when Naruto says, Kakashi, what happened to all that bravado that you were talking just a second ago? I thought you weren't scared of a little genin. And Kakashi says, this is when Kakashi pulls up his headband and he activates his Sharingan. He says, I ain't taking no chances with you. I'm gonna see through all of your deceptions. And this is when Naruto says, well, being he says, but being deceitful is part of being a ninja. See, you have to be able to deceive your allies before you can deceive your enemies. And Kakashi says, that's exactly what I'm worried about. You being deceitful, and that you're just using the Hidden Leaf Village to sneak your father in so he could destroy it. And Naruto says, well, my. Isn't someone a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Prejudgmental? And Kakashi says, enough, lightning style, lightning beast running jutsu. And of course, a lightning beast comes out and Naruto says, lightning style, snake lightning. And of course, a lightning snake comes out of basically midair and just clashes with the beast. And Naruto says, so, you have lightning style natures, so do I. So our jutsus are just going to cancel each other out. And Kakashi says, fire style, fireball jutsu. And of course, he launches a fireball and, Naruto says, fire style, dragon flame bomb. And of course, he does the fire style dragon flame bomb. And says, there, see, Kakashi? I'm just gonna cancel you out if you keep on using simple jutsus like that. Come on, show me why you're called Kakashi Hatake of the Sharingan Eye. And Kakashi says, time for you to go to sleep. And then Kakashi throws a kunai at the kunai he's holding at Naruto. Naruto easily just dodges it. He says, too slow. And this is when Naruto goes at full speed. Now, Kakashi is able to keep up with the speed. However, it is surprising him that he's this fast. Now, of course, they're just trading blows with one another, and Naruto says, you're pretty good at taijutsu. And Kakashi says, well, you're not bad yourself. And of course, he's just, he kicks Naruto away, and he says, however, you're still not on my level. And Kakashi says, alright, didn't want to have to do this, but... Kamui! And of course, this is when he activates his Mangekyo Sharingan and uses his Kamui. And Naruto says, is that the most fabled Mangekyo Sharingan I've heard so much about? And of course, Sasuke, he says, wait, the Mangekyo Sharingan? He has the same eyes as my brother. And just thinking about his brother.
Alright guys, so yeah, that's where we last left off, and I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that guys. So, okay, so Sasuke, just him thinking about his brother gets him mad, and he wants to go out there and charge, but he knows that he's not strong enough to take on Kakashi. And Naruto says, so your Mangekyo Sharingan grants you the ability to warp stuff, am I right? And Kakashi says, you catch on pretty fast. He says, so do you want to tell me why you're really here, Naruto? And Naruto says, yeah, alright, fine. You want to know why I'm really here? So I can forget about what happened to me at my father's laboratory. This is my coping mechanism, you see. I do stuff to keep my mind off of that stuff, otherwise I'm going to just dwell on it. And this is when Kakashi says, Kakashi just says, so I see you're still lying. And Naruto says, alright, fine, I'll make a deal with you. And Kakashi says, alright, I'm listening. And Naruto says, if I can take one of those bells from you before the bell rings, you're going to have to get rid of this idea of me trying to infiltrate my father into this village and destroy it. Deal? And then Kakashi says, alright, what happens if you don't get it? And Naruto says, well, let's just say you can accuse me of that and you can throw me in jail, never having to see my face ever again. Deal? And Kakashi says, that's a steep price for you to pay. Are you sure you're willing to pay that price? And Naruto says, oh, I'm really sure. And Kakashi says, fine, you got a deal. Now this is when Kakashi says, lightning style. Lightning beast running jutsu! And Naruto says, that again? Boring. Then this is when he bites his thumb. He says, summoning jutsu, Rashomon Gate. And then, of course, Rashomon Gate flings out of the ground, and Kakashi says, wait, that's a summoning jutsu. Genin shouldn't even be able to do that. And Naruto says, you see, I'm no mere Genin. Then this is when Naruto jumps from off of the gate, and, oh yeah, the jutsu hit the gate, so it didn't make contact with Naruto. Naruto says, Clematis Dance, Hidden Lotus. And this is when you just see bones pop out of Naruto's entire body. And Kakashi says, wait, what? And this Naruto says, see, this is what my father put me through. And of course, Naruto's just trying to hit Kakashi, and Kakashi says, dodging, he says, so, I heard the rumors were true. His own father did psychopathic experiments on him, huh? Poor kid. He says, maybe he is telling the truth. Now, obviously, Naruto's just a very good actor. He just knows how to deceive people. And then, of course, the bones go back into his body. He says, Bracken's Dance. And, of course, bones just come out throughout the entire field. And Naruto says, Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu. And then, of course, Kakashi would proceed to do the same. He says, Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu. And, of course, it would collide with each other, canceling each other out. However, when the smoke clears, Kakashi says, huh? Where'd he go? And then Naruto says, behind you. And Kakashi says, how did he get there so fast? And of course, he turns in midair. He does a backflip and catches the kick, flings Naruto to the ground. And Kakashi says, you're going to have to do a whole lot better than that if you want to deceive me. Naruto says, I'm counting on it. And this is when he says, this is when he just bites his thumb. And of course, he puts it, he wipes the blood onto his palm. He says, summoning jutsu. And of course, Kakashi's like, he's doing it again? And Naruto says, Monda. And of course, Monda, the big, gigantic snake that, Orochimaru has, yeah, him, comes out and he says, Rah! What did you summon me here for, brat? And he looks, of course, Monda thinks, oh, it's Orochimaru calling me. But when he looks down, he says, Naruto. Now, you may be wondering, why is Monda scared of Naruto? Well, simple. And I'm going to say this was, Monda, he does this to every one of his contractors to see what their power level. Orochimaru, he was okay. Kabuto, he was alright. But Naruto, he has, Monda puts each one of his contractors who can ever put him, who could ever make Monda submit. He'll do their bidding without no fuss or complaint. Naruto was the only one to beat him down and make Monda submit. Because of one particular jutsu that usually just drains Naruto of all of his chakra. Now, of course, this will obviously change when Naruto unlocks Dragon Sage mode. Or is it Snake Sage mode or Dragon Sage mode? I just call it Dragon because a horn pops out. So, when I think of snakes, I don't usually think of snakes having horns. So, I just think of a dragon. So, I call it Dragon Sage mode. Oh well. I'm pretty sure it's called Dragon Sage mode, but I can be wrong. And Monda says, "Okay, what do you want me to do, boss?" And Kakashi says, "Is that..." He says, "Just what did Orochimaru make him go through?" And Naruto jumps on top of Monda. He says, "Monda, poison smoke." He says, "You got it." No, not poison smoke, poison gas. Of course, this is when Monda just unleashes a poison gas breath all over, and Naruto and Kakashi says, "Oh crap, I can't breathe that stuff." And of course, he gets up to higher ground to where he can't. Now, remember, Sasuke and Sakura are in the area too, but Naruto's figured out a way how to contain using wind jutsu. He says, "Wind style, wind wall." And of course, this is when a wind wall comes up. And of course, now the poison's staying locked in. And Naruto says, "Funny thing about poison gas, Kakashi. It's very conductive with flames. Fire style, dragon flame bomb." And of course, this is when he launches a dragon flame bomb into the smoke, igniting the poison. And Kakashi says, "Oh crap." And of course, the poison gas explodes. Now, Monda isn't going to get hit by this because the wind wall is protecting them. But Kakashi is the only one who's stuck in it. So Kakashi says, "Oh crap." He says, "Kamui!" And of course he warps all the flames away. But Kakashi isn't really used to using the Kamui, his Mangekyo Sharingan, that much. So it leaves him pretty drained. He says, and Naruto says, "Wow, I'm surprised you were able to survive that. Guess that Mangekyo Sharingan is nothing to scoff at." And then Kakashi says, I'm starting to like you, kid. You're actually pretty good." And Naruto says, "Well, thanks." And then this is when Kakashi just hears a bell ringing. He's like, "Huh?" And he looks at Naruto. He's like, "Did Sasuke or Sakura take a bell?" And of course, he's looking with his Mangekyo Sharingan. He sees that Sasuke and Sakura are still at their same places. Kakashi's like, "Huh?" He looks around. And he sees another Naruto. And Kakashi says, "Wait, when did he do that?" And then he's like trying to remember. He's like, "When did he do it? When did he do it?" And then this is when he just remembers. He says, "Wait, when we made that fireball clash, there was so much smoke. He must have made a shadow clone and made it hide to where my Sharingan couldn't see it." He's a clever boy, I'll give him that. And of course, he hands him the bell. The clone Naruto hands the real Naruto the bell. And Kakashi says, "Huh, how come you didn't just use your clone to fight me off?" He says, and then Naruto says, "Just in case I would have gotten hit. If I would have gotten hit, it would have been no big deal. But if my clone would have got hit, well, let's just say this. It would have been a very, very... would have foiled my plans. Let's just say that." And Naruto says, "Well, I won our little gamble." And of course, Kakashi says, "Well, you pass." And just to make a long story short, Kakashi passes everybody else too. So, now it is time for the Land of Waves arc. Alright guys, so like I said, because in the next part I want to at least get to the Chunin exams. So,
Well, I want to get into the tuning exams in this part, but in the next video we'll do the tuning exams and all that. Now, of course, you know, after Kakashi passed everybody, Kakashi said, "Alright, this is when we'll start Team 7. Of course, I ain't going to go over all the D rank missions because that stuff is just boring. Nobody cares about that." Now, Kushina and Naruto's other siblings, they're proud that, their older brother and Kushina, her oldest son is, about to go on the first real C rank mission. And they're saying, "So, when do you think you'll be back?" And Naruto says, "I don't know. Depends, really. The quicker we can get this mission done, the quicker I'll be home." And Kushina says, "Yeah, that usually is how it goes." And Naruto says, "So, Mom, how's your team doing?" And Kushina says, "Well, Hinata, she's okay. Shino and Kiba, they're constantly at each other's throats." And Naruto says, "Ah." So, and Naruto looks at his brothers and sisters and says, "So whose team are you guys on again?" And they say, "Oh yeah, Team Kurenai." And Naruto says, "Ah, okay." And, well, anyway. This is when, it's the next day. Tazuna, he comes into the Hokage's office and he says, of course he's been drinking. He's like, "Ugh." And he's like he looks at Sasuke, he looks at Sakura, he looks at Kakashi, and then finally he looks at Naruto. Now, Tazuna, he can't sense chakra, but even he knows. Like, some people just got that aura, you just don't F with them. Don't mess with them. Because if you do, something bad's usually going to happen. So he says, he says Sasuke and, of course he's referring to, he says that black-haired kid and that pinky-haired girl, they don't look like they can protect, they don't look like they could protect a bottle of sake if it meant their entire lives. And of course Sasuke and Sakura are frowning, and they say, and Sakura says, "Hey, why didn't you put Naruto in that lump?" And Tazuna says, "Look, even he says, look, I may not be a ninja, but I know strength when I see it." And Naruto says, "You're a wise old man, aren't you?" And of course, he has his eyes closed and he's smiling, but it's really like, yeah, you knew better. Best stay on my good side. And of course, Tazuna says, "Oh well. Guess it can't hurt to have somebody to talk to along the way." And of course, Hiruzen says, "Alright, settle down now. Alright, all of you guys this is Tazuna. He's a bridge builder and he just needs somebody to escort him back to his homeland and finish and guard him while he's building the bridge." And Naruto says, "Guard him? For what?" And of course Hiruzen says, "Well, I think he said because sometimes there's wild animals, big wild animals that they don't simply have the tools for, so that way you guys can protect them." Now obviously Tazuna lied to him, because we all know who's really waiting there: Zabuza, Haku, and Gato, and all of his merry bunch. Now, of course they'll be walking. Naruto sees the puddle. He's like, huh. So the demon brothers are here, huh? And you may be wondering, how does Naruto already know it's the demon brothers? Well, Naruto, he's been, he stays up to current events. And he says the demon brothers, they like to leave a simple little trap. First, all the victims that they've ever killed, there's one thing that they all have in common. There was a puddle there when it hasn't rained there for days. And Naruto says, huh. So we're going to encounter them, huh? This is when Naruto says, striking shadow snake from, and you just see white snakes coming out from both of his arms, and of course they killed the demon brothers right away. And Kakashi said, so you noticed too, huh? Well, you got good reflexes, huh? Naruto says, I aim to please. And Sasuke, he just keeps on frowning because Naruto just keeps on stealing the spotlight off of him. And Sakura says, Naruto, quit trying to be cool. You ain't gonna be as cool as Sasuke. And Naruto says, maybe so. But I ain't trying to be like Sasuke now, am I? I'm just trying to be like me, the best way I know how to. Now, of course, they cross the border over into the land of waves. Naruto notices a snow bunny, and Naruto kind of gives off a frown. He's like, snow bunny? Why the heck is there a snow bunny in the middle of spring? He's like, huh. That ain't weird. That ain't weird at all. Of course, Naruto, he hears something whooshing from behind. Naruto's like, all of you need to get down now. And of course, Zabuza's executioner blade is coming. Naruto says, well, I can either grab it or... I get it. This is when Naruto just says, alright. This is when he just ducks. Right when the executioner blade flies over his head, he gets back up, grabs the handle of the executioner blade, spins it around, and hits Zabuza with the backside, the flat of the blade of the executioner, like a freaking baseball bat, and knocks him to the ground. He says, sorry, but the only one who gets to have a cool entrance here is me. And Zabuza says, well, you're pretty strong for a 13-year-old kid. And Naruto says, wow, you accurately guessed my age. Congrats. He says, however, just because you guessed my age correctly doesn't mean that doesn't mean I'm not going to spare you, of course. And Zabuza says, this kid, well, he's thinking in his head, he's like, this kid, he has some really serious bloodlust. Now, you guys remember what Orochimaru did to Sasuke and Sakura in the Forest of Death? Like, he pulled his lower eyelid down and put them under a genjutsu, and yeah. Naruto, he was about to do that, and Zabuza charges at Naruto, and Naruto says, crap, I ain't gonna have enough time to pull the genjutsu. And of course, Zabuza's trying to get his executioner blade back, and he says, I'll be taking that back. And Naruto says, alright, here you go. And Zabuza's like, huh? He's like, why are you giving me back? And Naruto says, well, really, I really don't need a sword just to take you down.
And he says, ugh, well, I'm not here for you anyway. And then this is when he says, hidden miss jutsu. And of course, Zabuza disappears. And Naruto's like, huh. Hidden miss jutsu. Conceals everything, your presence, heck, even your smell. The one thing it doesn't take away, though, is your sound. And Naruto says, striking shadow snake. And of course, a bunch of snakes come out from Naruto's, from his arm. And Zabuza says, what? Snakes? Some kind of freak? And then Naruto says, well, I've been called worse. And of course, he pulls the snakes back into his cloak. He's like, alright. Now, of course, striking Shadow Snake, it doesn't mainly come from the arms. It can really come from any part of the body. But the arms are just more proficient that way. Naruto says, huh, you dodged that pretty well. However, there's one thing you didn't look out for. And, of course, Zabuza says, and what's that? And Naruto says, lightning style, snake lightning. And, of course, a snake lightning comes out of nowhere, strikes Zabuza's blade, and electrocutes him. He's like, ugh! You little brat! I'm gonna kill you! And, of course, he comes charging at Naruto, and Naruto says, fire style, dragon flame bomb. And of course, you know, he launches a dragon flame bomb at Zabuza, and Zabuza says, crap, and he dodges it out of the way. He's like, you're gonna have to try. Where'd he go? And Naruto, he's behind Zabuza, says, oh, I'm right behind you. And Zabuza says, wait, what? And Naruto has a kunai, and then this is when you see Simbon hit Zabuza in the back of the neck. And Naruto says, huh. And of course, Haku comes out and he says, alright, I'm going to dispose of Zabuza. And Naruto says, where do you think you're going? And Haku says, I'm going to dispose of the body. And Naruto says, wouldn't you just do it right there on the spot? And Haku says, well, because he's such a special case, we have to take him away. And Naruto says, and what do you mean, dispose of the body? He's not even dead yet. And Haku's like, throws like a bunch of Simbon at Naruto, and Naruto says, striking Shadow Snake. And of course, he blocks the attacks away with the snakes. He says, really? That's all you could do? How pathetic. Come on, anybody can tell that you just lowered his pulse to a point to where it seemed like it stopped beating. But it is still beating. And Haku gets away, you know, using his, he uses a smoke bomb, and Naruto says, I can still track you through heat. And then Haku was able to just barely get away, and Kakashi says, Naruto, it's already too late. They're already gone. And Naruto says, don't worry. I don't think this is the last time we last saw them. We might see them a little bit earlier than anticipated. Now, of course, this is when they get to the house. Naruto doesn't have to go through the training portion like Sasuke did. Sakura already knows how to do it. And, of course, everything else. So Naruto's just basically just chilling in the house. And he goes to sleep. Well, Sasuke finally mastered his chakra. And Naruto oversleeps.
he wakes up and he hears a girl screaming. And now I think the daughter's name was Tazumi, or Kazume, or I can't remember her name. God dang it. And Inori, that's the son's name. Naruto just comes out of the window using strike, and he says, "Striking Shadow Snake." Yeah, that's kind of like his favorite thing to do, because it's just, well, it's efficient, and, well, seeing a bunch of snakes coming at you with the intent to bite you and tear you apart, that's scary. So Naruto does that to inflict fear into his opponents. And of course, he kills all of Gato's men. Now Naruto says, "Hey, where's my teammates at?" And of course, the mother says they're at the bridge. And Naruto says, "Oh crap." Now, of course, around this time, Zabuza's there. He's fighting Kakashi. And he says, of course, now remember, Kakashi never fought Zabuza before. So Kakashi, he was they're fighting. Sasuke is taking on Haku by himself, and of course Sakura is guarding Tazuna. Now, of course, when Naruto's running, he sees a snake, and it's one of his dad's messenger snakes, and of course Naruto, he picks up the snake, and of course the snake gives him the message, and of course Naruto's reading the message, and it says, "Don't let anything happen to Sasuke Uchiha. I need him for a very important experiment." Now, Naruto, he's one of those kids where he doesn't want to disappoint his dad at all. Like, to disappoint his dad would be, like, heartbreaking. Like, it would just devastate him. Like, it would stress him out and make him so angry at himself that he couldn't, help his dad in any way. So, he takes that, that crap seriously. So, anyway, Naruto turns on his incomplete Sage mode. And he's like, "Alright, I got a pinpoint on them." Now, his Sage mode, like, he can still, like, detect where, it's not, like, as great as a perfected and complete Sage mode, but still better than nothing. He gets there, and he sees that Sasuke is fighting Haku, and Haku's already cast his demon ice mirrors. And of course Naruto runs into the fray. He says, "Sasuke, I'm here to back you up." And Sasuke says, "You fool. You ran in here not knowing what was going on." And Naruto says, "I got enough information of what's going on, and besides, I have a score to settle with this guy." And of course, Haku says, "I'll pay you back for what you did to Zabuza." And of course, Haku's just moving at lightning speed now. This is like Naruto, he's like barely seeing her. I mean, him. God dang it. He's barely seeing him, and he's just going pew, 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 and just, he's barely, like, the moment he sees Haku and he thinks he has an opening, Haku's already in one of the mirrors. And of course, he's just stabbing Sasuke and Naruto with all of his Senbon, and of course he's just throwing them from multiple directions. Now, of course, Naruto's just shrugging all of these off. He has like a remember when I said he had Suigetsu's little hydrification technique where he can liquefy his body? Yeah, he does that, and while all the blades all the Senbon come out of him. Sasuke, however, he ain't looking too good, and Naruto's like, I gotta protect him no matter what. And then, of course, Sasuke pushes Naruto out of the way, and because he saw that Naruto was about to get hit with the symbol on it, and it was going for a fatal area, and because Naruto was spacing off a little bit, and he gets in the way, and it hits right below his like, it was enough to trick Naruto into thinking that Sasuke died. When Naruto saw this, Naruto's just like, no, I failed my dad. Like he just starts, hyperventilating. Like he's getting stressed out, and now he's getting angry. He's like, I let him down, and then this is when it happens. He enters in his perfect, complete Dragon Sage mode. The horn, the green chakra, with the green ethereal snakes, and the crack face, and he has the golden iris with his eye color turns from blue to gold, and he has like a slit in the middle, and like you see like the cracks right there and all that. You see the horn, his hair is like flowing, standing up, and it's like white now. Well, it was like white, but with like neon green in there. And Naruto says, "You're gonna die," and he says, "Sage art, lightning style." And now the clouds are gray. It looks like it's about to rain. And he lifts his hand up, and you just see his hand turning with lightning, and he says, "Sage art. Never tried this with Sage mode before." He says, "Kirin." And then this is when you see Kirin come from the sky. And of course everybody's looking up, and they're like, what kind of... And Kakashi's like, what kind of jutsu is that? Naruto says, "Begone with a thunderclap." And Haku's like, Haku says, "I'm fast, but I ain't that fast." And of course, he was barely, like, his foot got completely vaporized, but the rest of his body managed to survive. He's like, "What form of power is this?" And Naruto says, "You're going to die because of you. You foiled my father's plans, and for that, you're gonna die." And you just see Naruto move like beyond the speed of lightning, grab Haku by his face, slam him down, and with the ethereal snakes just go right through the chakra snakes or whatever, go right through Haku's chest, rips his heart out, goes through the other side, well, comes right back out, and is holding the heart in its mouth, and Naruto just takes Haku's heart and crushes it. And then Sasuke's like, "What's going on?" And then Naruto's like, "Wait, he's alive?" And then Naruto's actually coming back to his senses. He's like, "So this is..." And Naruto's like, "Wait, now I remember what the snake sage said. There was a certain condition to unlocking it. The complete version of it." This is when he says, "So, rage. That's what it took. Stress and rage. Wish I would have known that sooner." He says, "And not only that, I've unlocked it." Now, of course, this is where Naruto says, maybe during the tuning exams for that 1 month, I can train at Ryuchi Cave and see what else this Sage mode can do. Now, Naruto, he deactivates his Sage mode before anybody else can see it. Of course, Haku's dead. Oh yeah, but before Naruto runs over to Sasuke to see if he's okay, Naruto does like a reverse summoning and sends it to Orochimaru, so Orochimaru can do experiments with Haku's body. So yeah.
because he thinks it might interest him a little bit. And Naruto says, "So Sasuke, you still alive?" Sasuke says, "Yeah, I should be fine." Of course, Zabuza is dead. Kakashi rammed a lightning blade through his heart. Tazuna finishes the bridge building. And of course, this is the end of the Land of Waves arc. Now we're going straight into the Chunin exams. Now, of course, Kakashi asks Naruto, he says, "Hey Naruto, what was that jutsu that you used?" And Naruto says, "Huh?" He says, "Oh, I think you're talking about my Kirin jutsu." And Kakashi said, "How did you do that?" Naruto says, "Well, you see, that's my strongest jutsu in my arsenal." Well, obviously, he's partially lying, but at the same time, he's not. Like, it's true. It's a very, very, very strong jutsu, and it's considered a forbidden jutsu because it uses up so much chakra. But he's also lying because, you know, he has other stronger jutsu. Now, the reason why that version of Kirin was more stronger than a normal Kirin is because he added sage art on top of it. He added nature energy, or natural nature chakra, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. Sage chakra to it. And of course, it made it more devastating. So, anyway, yeah, so Naruto's hair, it's kind of like bluish white. It's not like completely white, but when he goes into Sage mode, it goes completely white, but it has a greenish tint to it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Well, anyway, they get home. 2 weeks pass. Kakashi has accepted all three of them for the Chunin exam. And you know what, guys? I think this is a good place to leave it off. So I hope you guys had a great day. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about this video. And don't forget to turn that bell notification on. Share this video with all your friends on your social media platforms. And so that way you guys can just, well, see more of me. But without further ado, guys, see you guys later on the Chunin exams arc. See you guys later. And adios, mi amigos. Peace out.